Kakadosh Boker, we're just going to continue with the halachot. Very, very important that tonight, remember that we have mincha with tefillin, and then we're going to do Vaychal Moshe. We still do Kriyat Torah, but even though there's Kriyat Torah, there's no Tacharonim, because since it's going to be Erev Purim, there's no Tacharonim on Erev Purim. So we do not say Tacharonim, but we still say the Vaychal Moshe, and then we're going to continue. What happens is that after Arvit, immediately we're going to start the Kriyat Megillah, and then afterwards we continue V'atakadosh, Uvaletzion, there's different minagim that you continue immediately afterwards. Now when you're doing for tonight, for those that are not going to be here for the first reading, so therefore remember that it's not a chag or anything which means that you need havdalah. So therefore when the fast ends, they are allowed to eat. Now they're not allowed to eat a full meal, or they're not allowed to eat, a big thing. Why? Until you hear the Megillah. However, though, let's say it's the wives that they're at home, right? Or you have other men that, let's say the men are coming to the second reading. So in such a case, they are allowed to eat very small quantity. They're allowed to eat because there's no isur of eating before the Megillah, other than just like any other mitzvah that you're not allowed to come and have a full meal. But they do not have to do Havdalah, they don't have to do anything. Obviously, they pray Arvit, right? Or they actually, and then they come, they're going to say it. Remember that Mincha, we still say Anenu, and then Arvit is the Arvit of Al Nisim. We already start Al Nisim for tomorrow. To do with tomorrow, there's going to be different ways of doing the Seudat, which we'll speak about tomorrow morning, right? Different forms of how doing it. There is one form, though, I will mention now, which is very, very interesting. There is something which is called Pores Alamapa. What does that mean? That, for example, that they want to try to connect the two Seudot together. Now there, it's a little bit complicating, because when you're connecting the two Seudot together, it's that you're starting. That means you already did Mincha, but you did not do Arvit. You did Mincha and you did not do Arvit. And then what's going to happen is that what you're going to do close to the start of Shabbat is you start your Seudah. In the middle of the Seudah, when it's already going to be nighttime that you're going to accept upon yourself Shabbat, what will happen is you're going to again cover it. You're not going to say Hagefen because you already did Hagefen beforehand, and you already did also Hamotzi beforehand, and you already ate the kazait for your first meal. What you do is that what you're going to cover everything, you cover everything again, and then what you do is you'll just do the Kiddush part. The Kiddush part, we know that in the Kiddush of Friday night, it's not like Kiddush of Shabbat morning. Kiddush of Friday night is Mekadesh Shabbat. Borei Pri Gefen was always instituted anytime you have a Kiddush. In the morning, it's only Borei Pri Gefen, and then you have just the Pesukim, Av Shamru B'nei Yisrael V'ta Shabbat, that's why it's called Kiddush Rabbah. But in the nighttime, you have to say the Mekadesh Shabbat. When they finish the Mekadesh Shabbat, they're going to uncover, right, the table again, and then they're going to continue. Now they have to eat a new kazait of bread, and they'll eat meat again, in order to be Mekayem the mitzvah of the Seudat Laila, Seudat of nighttime. Now when they're going to do Birkat Hamazon, right, here is the tricky part. Here, what are you going to do? You're going to do Birkat Hamazon, Retzeh, or you're going to do the Al Nisim, or you're going to do both. Now you can't do both. Why can't you do both? It's a Tarte de Saturday. If you say that it's daytime, it's not nighttime. And if it's nighttime, not daytime. Remember, Purim for us is not on Shabbat. Purim for us is on Friday. So therefore, there exists that what you would do is you would do Retzeh, and this is brought down in the Mishnah Berurah and the Kaf HaChaim and others. You would say Retzeh, and then in the middle of the Harachamans, you would do Al Nisim. Just like if a person forgot on regular Purim, they forgot Al Nisim, they do not go back, but you do it in the Harachamans. Right, you would say Al Nisim. So too there you would say Al Nisim in the Rachamans. Now, why do I mention this? Because people have asked me, Rabbi, does there exist such a thing? I know that somebody here asked me that, but apparently there's a community that's doing it that way in order to do like a Shabbaton type of style. So they're doing it that way. And then after they do Birkat Hamazon, they will come and they will pray Arvit. Remember, once you pray Arvit, you're not allowed to do Al Nisim. That's even on a regular year of Purim. So therefore, obviously, they would have to do Arvit afterwards. However, though, this is one of the ways of doing the Seudah for this year. Again, there's many different ways, but this is one of the ways of doing it. The very simplistic way is just doing it early. According to a lot of shitot, you do it before Chatzot, which we're actually doing. 1:30 is Chatzot, so if you start the Seudah at 12, you're perfect. As long as you ate your kazait and everything beforehand, there's no problem whatsoever. Technically, even if you do it after Chatzot, it's still going to be fine until you don't eat until after Mincha Ktana, which is going to be later on. So therefore, again, there's just different ways, but Bli Neder will continue. There's a lot of halachot also about the Megillah and others as well that will continue B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow. Right before I finish,